Hello. I wanted to talk about my theory on Big Mom's backstory. So, my theory, the thing is this: Big Mom didn't eat her children or her the orphans of her childhood. Now, everybody seems to think that's the case. That Big Mom ate everybody when she was having a food frenzy, and that mm, she ate Mother Carmel, and somehow she got her power by eating her body. And I think that's nonsense. Um, well, actually, it's not nonsense. I can see why people would think that, but the main thing that makes me suspicious about this is that it doesn't really fit the tone of One Piece. And I know that that's not the strongest argument, but that's the first thing that makes me suspicious about it, because the way it was presented, we didn't even have a hint of what actually happened while Big Mom was having her frenzy. Another thing that makes me very suspicious is that after the fact, after the lights went out and we saw Big Mom going crazy about the food, and then we only saw the aftermath of whatever happened. Uh, we saw the cook Stroisen, or I don't know how it's called, who was laughing. We saw two witnesses of what happened. One was a giant who ran away, and the narrating voice said he was he went to the other giant villages and said what happened, and since that moment the giant hated the gods of Big Mom even more than they did before. But then we saw Stoisen laughing his ass off, and I don't care how much Stoisen is sick in the head, there is no way that he would see Big Mom eating a bunch of children and an old lady and then laugh about it. There is no way. I don't care what anyone says. No way. And so another argument I made is that after the fact you can see no blood, and obviously people said to me, "Oh, obviously there's no blood because it would be too gruesome because there are children watching One Piece." And I'm like, yeah, but then again, eating, even if you show no blood, like, then don't put the cannibalism in there, Oda is consistent on these things, and there isn't even one hint that she actually ate the children. Another thing is that I suspect this sort of idea that Big Mom is a cannibal, was implanted in One Piece readers and watchers when we first saw the first time Big Mom appeared on One Piece was during the Fishman Island saga, and we were shown like the island from afar, and we could hear the voices of what was happening on the island, and we heard like Big Mom minions say something like, "Oh, we want to hear Fishman Island sweets," and she said, "Okay, why don't you wait for them in my belly?" And then people thought Big Mom is a cannibal. But then, when we got to Whole Cake Island, we've seen the homies, and we've watched the scene where Big Mom ate the homies. So I think, actually, I'm sure that what we saw in Fishman Island was actually, or what we heard in Fishman Island was actually Big Mom eating the homies. So, what do I think actually happened when Big Mom was blacking out? I think CP Aegis Zero showed up. You know, we saw them in the flashback. We saw they had a relationship with a business relationship with Mother Carmel. We saw that they wanted to buy Big Mom, and then Mother Carmel refused to sell them Big Mom. So what I think happened is that CP Aegis Zero tried to kidnap Big Mom because they didn't want to pay all that money, and I don't know what happened, but madness ensued. They kidnapped all the children, and what happened to Mother Carmel? So there are two ways how Big Mom may have inherited Mother Carmel's fruit. One, maybe Mother Carmel during the fight with CP0 died, and then Big Mom was eating, you know, everything, and Mother Carmel's spirit entered one of the fruits that Big Mom was eating, if there were any fruits, because we haven't seen fruits. And so Big Mom inherited her power, because when someone who has an ability dies, the power goes to the nearest fruit, right? But another thing that could have happened is that Mother Carmel used her soul power to possess Big Mom, and that's what I think happened, to haunt her, right? And one of the reasons I think this is because Big Mom's personality changed a lot since then. Like, she was just a kid. She was, when she hurt somebody, she didn't do it on purpose. It was always, because she wanted to do good, and she was too strong and she hurt somebody, or because she was in a food frenzy. But she was a very good-hearted kid, and it's the same good-hearted kid that we saw in Wano. When she lost her memory, she returned to her childhood personality, while the personality she has now as an old woman normally, or the personality she had since she met Streusen, is is very much like Mother Carmel's personality. She manipulates her children, and she's just an evil witch. Mother Carmel is an evil witch. Big Mom is an evil witch. So to sum it up, that's what I think happened. That while Big Mom was blacking out, CP0 showed up. Some fights started to happen. They wanted to kidnap Big Mom, but they didn't make it. Mother Carmel used her soul power to save herself and possess Big Mom. Um, and what I think we will see in the future is the old orphans of Big Mom, of the Mother Carmel's children in CP0, and we will recognize them because they all have very distinct character designs, which would be very easily recognizable if we happen to see them in the future, and that's what I think will happen. I don't know when, but that's what I think. So let me know, what do you think in the comments, or I don't know. Because every time I say this theory, people get mad at me, so I don't know, just slash out, I think.